So today we're going to speak about a number of things to avoid when purchasing a property, and it's associated with the down payment side of the property. So the first thing is, do not wire funds to people you do not know. Now, I don't know why someone will wire funds to someone they do not know. Sometimes you see a property opportunity come up, and they tell you you have to make down payments, and you have to make a particular down payments to a particular bank account. And some persons go ahead and make the down payment. If you do not know the person, if you never met the person, you should not be making a down payment to them. So never wire funds to people you do not know. Otherwise, it's a high possibility you will have the unfortunate situation where you do not hear from them anymore after the money is received. So that's the first one. The second one is, do a legal search of the property. We spoke about in another segment about deed of assents, deed of conveyance, deed of gift. When you do a legal search, all of these will pop up, and it assists you to know if the person selling you the property is in any way connected to the property. If you do a legal search and you see no connection of the seller, the only scenario we'll accept is if there is a real estate agent selling on behalf of the owner, and they must have documents to show that they are working on behalf of the owner. So if that's not the case, and they're not a real estate agent, then their name needs to be in some way connected via the search. You need to see their name connected to the land. And if you don't see that, do not make a down payment. The third thing is, do not put any money towards a house or apartment you have not seen. Some persons might ask you to make a down payment to a property, but you did not get to view it. You must get to view a property. You must make sure that is the property that is in the picture that is under discussion for purchase. And only after that, and I always suggest work with undercover evaluator or some inspector that could basically advise you whether it's a good deal. Right? Unless you see that property, do not put money towards it. Do not make a down payment. Do not wire anything. Another one is, confirm the seller's identity by researching public records to determine who owns the property. Well, that ties into the second thing that I said, which is illegal searches, right? So that covers that. We need to make sure through legal search that they are connected to the property. So that's number 2 that I spoke about. The next one, do not fill out any applications online until you have met directly with the seller or the real estate agent working on behalf of the seller. Right? Do not fill out any online application forms. It might be binding you to make a down payment. Right? So, need to meet directly with the seller or the real estate agent before any online filling out of any forms, any down payment is made, because these online forms may bind you to make a down payment. So don't fill it out unless you meet directly with the seller or the real estate agent. Another one is, be wary of the potential seller. If he or she says they are out of the country but they need the down payment to be paid. If they are out of the country and they ask you to make the down payment, avoid it. That's a big red flag. They're already out of the country. So think about, if you make the down payment, they're already out of the country and they were scamming you. Think about, how would you get back that money? The other thing is, do not click on any links or download any attachments sent by a potential seller. You may receive there may be emails and text messages that may be linked to malicious software. and it might be used to rip you off or infect your device with malware, and your identity and any devices, any folders and files on your device may be at risk of being invaded. Now, those are the few that I want to point out, things to avoid doing when coming to a down payment, making down payments for properties. And the reality is, basically, I've seen some documents that indicate law enforcement agencies and so on. They indicate that it takes about 36 hours. They have about at least 36 hours to trace the money that is transferred from one individual to the other. If you are scammed, if you make payments to someone and they are a scammer, they have about max 36 hours to trace the money. Otherwise, it's gone. Otherwise, that's it. Right? You're not going to get back that money. So to avoid being in that situation, you need to take these steps. Run back from the start. Follow these steps. There are more steps, but these are just a few. They are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 steps I've given you. Utilize these 6 and there are others to avoid yourself from being scammed. Safeguard your down payment, and I'll see you all in the next one.